Ladies and gentlemen, today I've gotten a lot of requests about the letter that I've written to the US president. Today, what I have is the copy of that letter. It was written on the 2nd of February 2025. But let me first introduce myself to my new followers. Based on the virtue of the office that I hold, I am the president of all the 54 African youths. Now, let me read the letter. The letter says, "Dear President Donald Trump, Sir, let me use this opportunity to congratulate you as the 47th President of the United States of America. A victory not only against the evil globalist agenda, but a victory to uphold morality within our society. As the President of the African Youth, I wish to refresh your memory on what our great-grandfathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers have gone through to build your country during the transatlantic slave trade between the year 1525 to 1866, which was brutal and devastating period in human history. Approximately 12.5 million of our great-grandfathers were forcefully taken from their home, Africa, to various places in America for slavery. Out of the number mentioned, only 10,700,000 people survived, while 1.8 million people died because of harsh treatment. Today, we are demanding $54 trillion as a reparation fund from the US, Portugal, Spanish, England, France, Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden because of their involvement during the 400 years of hard labor without any wages to our great-grandfather. Consider this as an official notification to pay all these $54 trillion as a way of compensating all the African youth. Even although, if we calculate based on an hour job, which is $8 as of today, it means an average slave family have worked the total work hour of 3,456,000 hours within the period of 400 years, amounting to $27,648,000 owed to everyone. Then, multiply it by 10,700,000 people that were enslaved. You will know that this figure we are demanding are too small, but as a Christian person who is ready to forgive others according to our faith, we are ready to let go of the remaining fund. As the president, it is my responsibility to request that this money be made available to us as soon as possible. Sir, as you have embarked on the reparation of many illegal migrants from Africa, my office as the president of all the African youth welcome the idea and are willing to accept and work with you to make sure that all the returning African citizens will be taken care of under my leadership. Kindly make this fund available as soon as possible to enable us to use this fund to build a befitting city for the returning African citizens. Sir, under my leadership, we will put in place 54 cities across Africa with a capacity of 3 million people living in each city across Africa, something like the size of people living in Dubai. This money will be used to build 54 modern cities like Dubai, and all the descendants of the slave trade in the North and South America who wish to return to Africa will be entitled to own a home for free, a monthly salary until he or she finds a job, and a free interest loan to start a business, which means at the end of this initiative, we are targeting between 162 million people to be moved out of the America and Europe back to Africa, including the children of the victims of the slave trade who are willing to return to their roots. Sir, your leadership and policies prove that you are a person who believes in morality. it is morally justified that our great-grandfathers and mothers helped to build your society. The children of the benefactors, in return, should help to build an African city. We demand that you use your influence to warn your Western allies to have a total respect of Africa and its culture and stop promoting that thing called homosexuality in our society, which is alien to our culture. We appeal that you use your influence to make sure that Africans were given 2 permanent seats with a veto power at the UN. All the stolen artifacts be returned to Africa, particularly the Cullinan diamond on the British throne known as the Star of Africa. As you have cut certain aid from Africa, it is morally justified that all stolen funds and artifacts be returned back to Africa. We also plead that you use your influence to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience, and the Biafran Prime Minister, Simon Ekpe, be released unconditionally by the corrupt Nigerian government and the corrupt Finnish government. Sir, if you notice, majority of African youth have lost hope to a better future. That is why some have chosen churches as a source of their hope for wealth inspiration without a job. Others have become comedians out of frustration, while others migrate to Europe through the desert and Mediterranean Sea crossing for a greener pasture. And my vision as the African youth president is to stop all this risk migration from the youth who have lost hope from their government, because only few of them made it alive while majority died on their way to Europe, Africa and Asia. Thank you, Mr. President, for your time spent in reading my letter, and I hope one day you will see reason to reply to me. Sincerely yours, Mr. Oscar, African Youth President. This letter was copied to Marcelo Rebelo de Souza, Pedro Sanchez Peris Castillon, Keir Starmer, Dick Schoof, Emmanuel Yan, Michael Frederick Macron, Meta Frederiksen, Jonah Gabriel Storr, Ulf Herman Christensen. These are the people that this letter were copied to. And I want all of you to share this message to get to everybody to read the letter that I sent to Donald Trump. Thank you once again, and may God bless all of you for sharing this message.